Okay, so this is the official end of the Voie Sacrée.
Okay.
So now you are officially in Verdun city.
Wow.
But you are on the edge. And I'm going to show you the underground citadel. It starts here. What you see here, it's the roof of it.
Like
where you see the trees?
Yes.
It's the top, the roof of the citadel. And you will understand how big this building is. So I'm not going to give you the names of all those. They are generals of Napoleon. And
oh, really?
yeah, he made so many wars that I don't know. It's too many.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the walls of the citadel. So for you to have an idea, they have built 40 forts around Verdun. So in those years, 1870, 1880, 1890, until the start of World War I. And the biggest of those forts around Verdun is the fort of Daumont that we are going to visit this morning. It was done for 600 soldiers. The biggest fort around
600?
600. And to give you an idea, this building was made for 6,000 soldiers.
Yeah.
It's 10 times bigger than the biggest forts around Verdun.
When was this built?
So, and this is by Vauban. So Vauban was a military engineer under Louis XIV. So you know, the big French king, the king's son, that made Versailles.
Yeah.
And Louis XIV asked his military engineer called Vauban, V-A-U-B-A-N, to fortify France. So Mr. Vauban fortified something like 200 cities in France. And the result was that the French lost the Franco-Prussian War, although we had those fortifications. So it was clear that they were too old and we needed a new fortification line. So Vauban is the first generation of forts in France. And then you have the second generation, it's Serré de Rivière for World War I. And then I'm sure you know the third generation, that is the Maginot Line for World War II.
Right.
So yes, that citadel is 300 years old, made by Vauban. But when Serré de Rivière made that new fortification, he improved it.
Is this also part of the Maginot Line?
No.
No, okay.
No. But it was used in the French propaganda between both world wars to tell the French, hey, we've got this, that can help. It was kind of too old and not very efficient. So yes, they improved it before World War I and they dug underground. They made new galleries and new storage places. So today it's called the underground citadel. So it was used in World War I and especially during the Battle of Verdun as a storage place for food, for big shells, and also for soldiers. You know, they arrived here by truck, they walked here 2-3 kilometers and then they stay in there if they were lucky.
Right.
If they were not lucky, it was full already and they were told, you have to find a house in Verdun. And Verdun was empty. Verdun had been already evacuated in 1914, in September 14, because the French knew Verdun would be a target. So it was empty and already half destroyed. You must imagine those soldiers walking in a town that half of the houses have no roof anymore, or half of the facade has fallen down, and they say, oh, maybe there is a part of the roof is left here, we can sleep here. Okay. So, and there were many thousands trying to sleep wherever they could in the town.
Wow. That is very big.
It is. it is a city in the city. Honestly, it's a little thing, you know, a little independent underground city. And they thought during the battle, because they didn't know if they would be successful, the French were always at risk, that the Germans do it and invade Verdun. And so it was planned that it would be the last fortification to oppose the Germans.
It is huge.
It's finished now.
Okay.
It's the end here.
And then this is Verdun.
And then it's the old town of Verdun that starts here, but I cannot go. And the cathedral is right there, up there. And you will see it from far. So I'm going to cross the town. So you must think everything you see is new. When I say new, it was built after World War I. Or I should say rebuilt. Because it's something like 90% of Verdun that has been destroyed. Verdun is a pretty old. It splits that big, huge kingdom of King Charlemagne.
Okay.
It splits his big kingdom between his 3 sons. And then the big kingdom was split in 3. That was the end of the Holy Empire.
Yeah, Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah.
This is fascinating.
I stopped here, so because it's very central and you see everything here. That big gate, it's called La Porte, Chaussée. It's from 1329.
So that did not get destroyed?
Apparently not. Everything I read about it, you know, they mentioned Verdun was destroyed. They never mentioned that they rebuilt this. So my guess is it survived. I know that the cathedral was badly destroyed. You know, the roof collapsed and they have redone it. Like many things here. And here you can see those walls. They are part of the Vauban fortification.
Okay.
So 300 years ago. The V, so it's the way you want to see it. It's the V for Verdun or V for victory. But it's made of metal, so to remind us it was a metallic battle, an industrial battle with 60 million shots on both sides.
Is there unexploded shells?
Yes. Sometimes I read that 10% of those shells did not explode. Sometimes I read 1/4 did not explode. So just count, if only 10% of those 60 million shells, it leaves 6 million shells not exploded in those woods up there.
Still.
Well, a lot have been taken away already, but you know, it's a mathematic curve.
Yeah, it is.
It's something with it tends to 0 with time. But it will be long, so it's already very low. A lot have been picked up, but they expect they will stop finding shells by the year 2700. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I know, it's a crazy battle. Last thing, you see that statue over the roof? It's called the Monument to Victory. And if you knew someone that took part in the Battle of Verdun, so most probably a French soldier, you can go. There is a little crypt, a basement, and you can look for names. They have a record of every single fighter that was in Verdun.
I bet a relative of mine was here.
Oh yeah?
No, I bet. I mean, My grandfather was born in Toulouse,
Oh,
but his mother was born in Lille.
oh, I remember you told me
Yeah.
about that. Yes.
So, my family comes from, northern France.
For the dead soldiers of both world war, so it's 39, 45. But the main thing is World War One. So here it's all the names of the people, the men of Verdun that were killed in World War One.